Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another weekly dose of aviation. And this week,
a small two-seater aircraft crashes in Manchester. The front wheel of a FedEx collapses. And an A320 takes off a taxiway.
So this week we start off in Frankfurt, Germany, where the airport had to close for over 2 hours due to winter disruptions. This occurred on Tuesday in between 4 and 6 in the morning during morning rush hour. Over hundreds of aircraft got either cancelled or delayed or diverted to different airports. This caused a lot of delays throughout Europe, as a lot of connection flights were also delayed as they were waiting passengers from Frankfurt. The airport did state that they tried their best to get rid of the snow, but not much worked as there was a severe blizzard. Next, we move to the UK, and to be specific, Manchester, where a small four-seater aircraft crashed just after passing the Peak District. The aircraft originally departed from Birmingham, heading to a destination that is unknown. Upon reaching Sheffield, the aircraft turned to the left, heading for Manchester. After passing the Peak District, the aircraft lost signal on flight radar and then was found in a field. Emergency services acquired the scene quite quickly, but sadly no survivors were found. As you can see on the pictures, the yellow parachute got caught on one of the signal posts, indicating that one of the passengers or the pilot could have been trying to evacuate during the fall. The cause of this is yet unknown, but police are investigating. Now we go to Asia, and to be specific, a small regional airport in Asia, where a Cessna Caravan was coming into land on the runway when 3 horses ran onto the runway, nearly avoiding the Cessna Caravan. As you can see, the plane was coming into land quite smoothly, and after touchdown, 3 horses ran straight onto the runway in front of the aircraft. Luckily, the pilot managed to swerve to the left and the horses managed to stop in time. No one was injured, and there will be no further investigations into this. Now we go to the USA, where a FedEx aircraft collapsed. As you can see on the pictures, it seems like the front landing gear has collapsed, causing the front aircraft to go down and reach the ground. This has caused some damage to the antenna at the front of the aircraft, and of course the landing gear is fully snapped off. The aircraft is currently in maintenance, and FedEx has said that we will be seeing it back in service shortly. They said that this was due to a loading error which put too much weight on the front of the aircraft and caused the front landing gear to collapse. As some of you may know, each aircraft has to be loaded in a specific way to avoid these type of things to happen. Now we go back to Europe, and to be specific, Belgium, where a SAS A320neo tried to take off a taxiway. As you can see on flight radar, the aircraft was coming on to a taxiway where it towed and then rejected the takeoff. The pilot has not made a statement, and neither has SAS, but after that the aircraft did taxi back to its original gate and then took off an hour later. We still don't know why the pilots took off a taxiway, as you can clearly see the difference in between a taxiway and a runway. Now, going back to the USA, we go to Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport, where a fuel pipe caused a lot of over 10,000 gallons of fuel to be pumped into the local river. The local river was supplying drinking water for the local residents, which then started to report a metallic taste in the drinking water. Authorities are now trying to clean up the mess, and they said that due to Jet A being lighter than water, most of it will stay on the top, so they decided to put bags over the river to try and stop the flow of fuel. This did cause quite a lot of delays at the airport, as a lot of the airplane could not actually get the fuel they needed for the flights, which caused a lot of either cancelled flights and cancellations. Although all the aircraft that were meant to land at the airport did manage to get a slot and land. Now, for the last part of this video, we go to Toronto, where a baggage handler was caught sneaking over $1 million worth of drugs through the aircraft. As you can see, the guy was doing his job quite well, but then in the evening he came back to the same aircraft he was unloading earlier and took out a black bag. As you can see, a mechanic spotted him from the cockpit and then reported him to the manager. The manager then called the police, which started to search him throughout the airport. Eventually they found him in one of the baggage trucks, which he ran out of and then tripped over, being surrounded. He denies anything that is said about him, and he says that he had no involvement in the transportation of any other drugs through the airport. Anyways, that sums up all the aviation news that have happened this week. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and if you have, please make sure to drop a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again next week.